Coaching from visions has been really important to me personally. First, I think everyone, no matter how experienced you are, needs a coach, and visions coaching has been very helpful for me personally. Recently, I was doing a workshop for a large organization out of town, and normally I get 100% good reviews, but in this case I did the workshop and a couple people didn't like it, and visions coaching helped me realize that I don't have to be perfect. And it's just helpful to get that, particularly when I can be overly self-critical. All of us have particular weaknesses or challenges, and all of us, me obviously, part of all of us, need a boost, need someone who can see us from the outside, and visions has been particularly helpful for me to realize that. The other day I was doing some work in a housing court where people, because there are so many lawyers there, for instance, say, oh, you can't say anything about anyone's race or age or gender. It's all, this is just something you don't talk about. And that's a make-believe world that doesn't exist. There are differences. And so Visions coaching has just reaffirmed my understanding that that we need to recognize, appreciate, and understand these differences rather than to make believe they don't exist, in spite of the fact that sometimes large institutions like the legal system can tell us, oh, we're not supposed to talk about that. So visions coaching to me has been part of one of the things that's enabled me to understand myself better. And I know I really appreciate it, because when you're out there in the world, it really helps to have someone who's smart, like the people from Visions, to be able to coach me and help me understand myself better.
Thanks, man. Great.
And then the union thing?
The union, yeah.
Yeah. I've worked with a number of unions over many years, and one of the aspects of unions, which are being attacked, as most of us know, from all corners these days and are losing members, is an important part of what's happening with unions is they need to build multicultural organizations. Unions have traditionally, up until this day, been mostly run by old white guys. Often the leadership is called old, male, pale, and stale. And the membership of many unions are women, people of color, and that's making a huge change. So internally, for unions to be successful, the tradition of solidarity forever, making believe we're all the same, all we need to do is unite, hold hands, and sing solidarity forever and be united, is going to be powerful. Just ain't working these days. It's just not working. We need to understand and appreciate the differences that are there. Making believe that we're all the same, we're all workers, we all have the same interests, just is not the fact of life. People have tremendous differences around race and gender and age and class, and if we in the union movement ignore those things, we're not going to be able to face the reality and build the kind of organizations that we need. We need multicultural organizations, and just saying united we're strong is not going to do it. We need to understand those differences. We need to recognize those differences, and we need to work not just around them or paper them over, but deal with them. To build a strong union movement, we have to realize that things are changing. The people in the workplace are different. There are many immigrants, and people's experience and how they're treated out in the world make a huge difference. And just the fact that people may be workers doesn't make everyone the same. So Vision's understanding of recognizing, appreciating, and understanding differences is critical, I think, these days to build a strong union movement.
Right.
That was a little...
I'm thinking that I tapped into your lifelong expertise in unions there, which was cool. And I'm thinking that if you're willing to start it with, as a lifetime union organizer.
Well, I'm not a lifetime union organizer. I've
however
done.
you want to say it.
Yeah,
as a guy who's influenced other people, however you want to say
Yeah.
it, and then saying,
Yeah.
Visions shared, has trained me around the need to recognize, understand,
Right.
and appreciate. I've seen the importance of that in the unions because, and then
Okay.
your whole thing about without that, you're like.
Okay, so just say as someone who's worked in unions for many years, worked with unions, trained many union organizers.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And then say,
Okay.
and I learned this from Visions, this framework, and this is how I think it actually is going to build a stronger, what you were saying about
Right.
how to have a more multicultural.
Sure. As someone who has worked with unions over many, many years, trained union organizers, led leadership retreats for unions, I've recognized that the kind of work that Visions does about understanding and appreciating difference is real important for unions that are changing in terms of the workplace and their membership. Unions traditionally have been led by white men. The membership of many, many unions are women, many people of color, many immigrants, and there are important differences. And if the union movement that I've seen is going to be powerful and gain members, it needs not to ignore these differences, but it needs to understand them, appreciate and recognize them. And the kind of work and training that Visions does, I think, is essential for the union movement today to regain the strength that it has. Just saying solidarity forever, united we stand, united we're strong, papering over the real differences that people have is not going to build a strong union movement. I've trained lots of union organizers. Things are changing, and if we don't recognize that and don't recognize that the membership of those unions is changing, and there are huge differences and huge feelings that a lot of members have about how they've been treated in the past, both internally and outside the unions, in the workplace, we're not going to be able to build a strong union. And so I just think the work that Visions does would be essential and real important for any union to listen to and undertake.
That's great, Michael. That's great.